Alright, so we're here with Marley 13 today.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. The man, the Scottish sensation, the social media star. No, but cutting all jokes out the way, he's got 429,000 subscribers on the old YouTubes, which is pretty impressive. And I also noticed, congratulations by the way, you hit 10,000 subscribers on your second channel.
That's it, just last night. I was quite buzzing to do that. It's still the same feeling doing it the second time around as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's still there. I was actually just buzzing. I was sitting in my seat last night just like, yes.
I wasn't that buzzing for you, I'm not going to lie, because like you're like 1,500 subscribers away from just my channel in general,
right.
Just everything.
Sound.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm
not even going to say it. Not even at my first K yet.
Oh, maybe this will get you the line then. Well, Marley, let's just get back right into it. How did you start YouTube, mate? And how did you get here? I noticed that your first video was 7 years ago. I don't know if that was the first video, it was just online.
It was December 2011 I started Marley 13. Got into it because I was just watching a lot of American YouTubers play Call of Duty. And I wasn't really doing that well at school or whatever at the time, and I just really liked watching these guys up until like 2 o'clock in the morning. And it just got to a point where I thought, I kind of want to give that a go. But it's just strange because it's kind of shy in high school. It's kind of, but you do find that a lot of really shy people, you wouldn't think start YouTube, end up giving it a go. But eventually I saved up the money to get myself a Dazzle.
I remember them.
That's a really.
I actually have a Call of Duty montage out on YouTube.
When did you upload that?
With a Dazzle?
When I was like 15. It was Modern Warfare 2.
Oh aye.
Quick scope montage.
With a Dazzle, and the quality on it's like a slideshow, and it's like about 2 pixels worth. And but that's what I did. I couldn't afford the PVR is what you wanted to get HD. So I got myself a Dazzle, and a wee rubbish laptop at the time, and started making videos. And then I made 3 videos and thought, I'm actually really enjoying this here. So I ended up buying a PVR like 3 weeks later for it was Christmas money I got. I was too shy to ask like MD for that specifically, because what would you want that for?
Aye.
Would you want to record yourself playing games for? So I just asked for money, and then I got myself an HD PVR and went for there. I kind of wanted to give it a go because there wasn't any other Scottish folk doing it. Yep. There was one Scottish guy who actually had like 20,000 subs at the time, which is huge.
Graham?
I'm not sure. His name on YouTube was Mr. Sneaky Mode.
Oh, right.
So, that's some name in it.
Wasn't that a guy in Moscow? He had thousands of people follow him.
I mean, I had like thousands back then.
Graham Cullen or something.
It's like millions just now. But he was the only Scottish guy, and he kind of gave up as well. So I was like, well, I might as well give it a shot, and I just get addicted to it, just hooked.
Aye. So did you just get right into YouTube, like after you made your first few, were you kind of right into it, you were so invested and stuff?
I was making like one a week at that point, I think, which is still, that's alright, considering I was only 16, start high school. So I just got the bug for it, seeing comments and seeing views go up. It's still the same, like I said, it's still the same buzz as it was all the years ago.
Did it pick up straight away for you, or did it take a bit of time? So obviously 7 years ago, I'm guessing that the market wasn't saturated as well, kind of thing. So
no, not as much, definitely not as much, but still kind of tough to break into. So what I say to folk, because folk ask quite a lot, like, how does it feel having a big channel, and it feels really good. But it took me 6 months to get 400 subscribers, and then I think after about 7 months I had 1,000. I got my first like break. Things just.
Is that with like consistently uploading though?
I consistently uploading, and I kind of found it feels weird to find my calling, but it was Call of Duty trolling videos. So basically winding people up in the game, like trapping them in corners and stuff, and putting on daft accents and that, and subtitling all the videos. People weren't really doing that thing. And again, I was the only Scottish person doing it, so people, Americans and that, kind of liked it. So I got 1,000 subs in August, I think 2012, and then by the end of 2012 I had 12,000, I think. So things just kind of went through there. If you look at my channel stats, you can see it goes like that.
Yeah.
But it's not been a constant like explosive growth. There's been a lot of downtime in it, but I've had various breaks over the years.
Also, going through your channel, I noticed you get 3 videos which are over 1 million views, which is not easy to do.
No.
Talk to us a wee bit about them. What it was like to get your first video that got 1 million.
Actually, my first 1 million view video only happened late last year.
So you're rolling in them now, basically. You're just piling in the door.
I wish I could crank them out constant, but no, it's a lot harder than that. No, my first 1 million viewed video happened, I want to say maybe October last year, which is maybe a bit strange because you look at, again, I'm not saying my channel like an incredible size or whatever, but you maybe look at a channel my size and think, oh, I maybe should have a few million viewed videos. You know that way when you look at someone's most viewed videos, you kind of expect it. But no, my first one came in October, and then my second one was kind of shortly after that. I think it was either at the very end of last year or the start of this year, and then another one just about a month and a bit ago. The first 1 million viewed video is based on a Modern Warfare 2 storyline with General Shepard and the Modern Warfare 2 fans, and he betrays you in that. I made a daft video on that. Second 1 million viewed video was when Call of Duty players play Fortnite. So basically, I was a Call of Duty player, I still am a big fanboy, and I was playing Fortnite just acting as if, you know, guy didn't know what the script was.
Aye.
Basically, I'm a big Call of Duty fanboy. And the third one, which probably most known for in Scotland, was the first best of Scottish COD players video. Reached 1 million views, which I was actually really happy for that one, because that's had 1 million views on like loads of Facebook pages that didn't credit me. I don't know how many views that video's actually got all over the place, but I was happy for the official one to finally hit 1 million
How
views.
did that come about then, the Scottish God Players thing? Because I remember in high school, man, that was like the thing.
Aye.
It's crazy, like it was just so witty, and obviously you were kind of the guy that you edited.
Well,
it,
I
didn't
was
you?
never the main guy in it. I kind of chimed in here and there, but it was mainly the guy Noodles in it. But basically, that was around. I think I had just hit 13,000 subscribers, and then one night I was playing, just trying to do my usual sort of thing, winding people up. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning or something. Still remember it. 3 o'clock in the morning playing Black Ops 2. I come across this lobby full of all the guys that are in the video, and they're all kind of chatting away, still the same as they always do. I thought, this is dead funny. So I started trying to wind one of them up, and I did. And he got annoyed at me, so he started saying things, and because he was getting annoyed, his other pals like Noodles and that started like laughing at him and winding him up. And I subtitled it, posted the video. That video is called Angry Scottish COD Players or something, or angry players in a Call of Duty lobby, something daft like that. It wasn't Scottish COD Players anyway. Uploaded it, didn't think anything, and I'd never see these guys again, whatever. Jump on the Xbox a couple of days after, and I've got a message for Noodles saying something like, "Here, we need to talk," and a party invite as well.
Oh, here we go.
I was like, oh man. I think that first video, like at the time I uploaded it, got like 2,000 views. I think that's what I was kind of like averaging at the time. So it did alright, but it was kind of just a regular video for me. By getting a message like that, I didn't know what to think.
What went down in the party? That's what I want to know.
Well, what actually went down in the party is on the next video, which was we were playing Forza that night, and that video is called Angry Forza Scottish Players or something like that. And literally what happened that night is in that video, the guys say to me, so we're having a chat just about how it came about and that, but then when I started recording, they're asking what my name is, so like, your name is Marley, and I was like, it's actually my name. And they're like, so your name's Gary Marley? And I was like, well, aye. I didn't say anything that funny about it, but they burst out laughing, like they're actually crying real laughter at it, like just like ripping into us. And then after that, it was like, well, do I just play some games then? And then just that was it. We just played mainly Call of Duty, but just started playing other games, and I'd record them. And the thing is with them, that's just how they are. It's not an act or whatever for the video. It's not like I jump on and was like, right guys, we're going to record Scottish COD Players episode 20 today. That's just how they are. Even I still speak to Noodles. I've not really spoke to the rest of them since they stopped recording them, but still speak to Noodles quite regularly, and he's just the same. So I think that's probably the best thing about it. It was all so genuine, nothing scripted about it.
I think you can tell that straight away though if something's scripted. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. Well, that's it. I've seen over the years, I've seen people that kind of try to do a similar thing, which is, I don't have anything against them really. I mean, if you want to try to go for it, but if you think you could do it better, I will say go right ahead. like to see it, but I've seen a lot of people try it, and it's just, you can tell it's not actually them. That's not how they actually speak. They're just doing it for the video. That's why I never really made myself a sort of main thing in it, because I'm not really kind of like that. The more you speak to them, the more you kind of get like that. But I wasn't really like that. I was quite happy just to kind of be myself in it and see what happens. So I think it's just because they were genuine and they did pretty well.
Yeah.
Was that kind of a conscious thought that you had when you were doing that you wanted to be yourself? Because a lot of people, I reckon, if there was people acting like that, they would try and imitate it in a sense.
Not gonna lie, I did kind of feel a bit like out of place at times, almost recording it, because obviously it was a wee bit of an ego thing. Like I've got this amazing series, but I'm not the main I'm not the main person in it. So what do you think about that? But I did try a wee bit. I never really left like much of myself in there anyway, but I did try, and it got to a point where I was like, nah, I just want to be myself. If folk like it, great. If they don't, oh well. And I'm not gonna try and compromise the video to fit myself in it more. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna try and make it about me, because it's just no. So, and I actually get a lot of hate in those videos. A lot of folk,
Did you?
I've a lot of folk were like that. Marley, you're the worst one in this, or wish you would cut yourself out at Marley. And I was like, well, I don't know. And if it got to the point where I thought I was ruining the video, I would take myself out. But I just kept in what I felt was funny, and that was some of the best time editing those videos.
How do you deal with haters then, even in your current channel?
To be honest, it's just over time you just build up a thick skin to it.
Do you get each video? Do you tend to get a couple of people?
I mean, it's kind of filtered out a lot these days. YouTube's like comment sort of system kind of filters a lot of hate comments out these days for you, so I don't really see that much. But compared to like when I first started, if I got a comment, I don't know, slagging us off, or just actually saying, you make rubbish videos or something like that, right? Actually, it was really hot. It's understandable when people say they're worried about getting hate comments. It does hurt. But over time, the more you hear stuff, whether it's genuine criticism or not, you just get better at it. In fact, something I would say is that back in the day, what would hurt the most is somebody just totally saying a way over the top harsh comment, actually like a personal attack, right?
Yeah.
And what would be better is someone leaving constructive criticism. But see, the more you do it, right, it kind of flips. These days when somebody leaves constructive feedback, I'm like, who are you talking to? Let's see your videos then. And the hate comments, I'll reply to them because they're quite funny. Aye. So it's just over time just gets better.
So see, obviously, you were talking there about one of the videos you made, and you were talking about being up until 3 in the morning. What's your sleeping schedule and cycle like?
It was mental sometimes. For a while, I did make quite a lot of videos with Americans, so I was on American time basically. These days, I'm a wee bit more structured these days.
Well, you're up here the day, aren't you? And it's
I'm
only 12. So
12,
decent, not bad.
Sometimes a day wake up at 12. It's quite bad. My schedule actually, I tend to stay up late at night. I tend to reply to comments and stuff like that. So I'll maybe be up till like maybe 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then maybe wake up like, I try to wake up at like 10, half 10, so it's not too bad. But sometimes, like say for example when a new Call of Duty game comes out and I just have to crank out content, I'll pull all nighters.
Because you need to get on top of what's hot at the moment. And
I'll lose my mind and just time just. My girlfriend will be like, I've not seen you in days. Like, what do you mean? Aye. So sometimes it just goes a bit mental. I've not really got a set schedule.
What light do you think that this current state of affairs are like on COD right now? So obviously like these new games have came, like Fortnite is...
COD's in a bit of a weird position now because Fortnite and that Apex have been just kicking its ass, just taking...
I seen the Apex sent Ninja a million to stream it.
$1 million. Aye, I know, decent.
A lot of boodle, not gonna lie.
Aye, I know, they're all paying me 20 quid for it. That's rubbish.
They've done you there, man. They told me that they were sending Ninja 20 quid as well there. What's going on?
Nah. A lot of folk were kind of turned off with the futuristic Call of Duty stuff. But this year I think it's going to be back to more. It's going to be back to the more like modern sort of theme. So hopefully that'll bring players back. Let's say I'm just a big COD fanboy, so I've only skipped out one in the entire series.
What was
that?
that?
Was Infinite Warfare, because that just went too futuristic.
I think that's the only one I played.
Aye, I was like,
I'm not a big COD player, to be honest. But you? Were you a COD?
I was Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2 is where it's at.
I was when I done that was the only time I've ever been actually addicted to a game. I'd be up to, I remember like me and my mate used to play up until maybe like 4 or 5 in the morning. I'd be falling asleep in class and all that sort of stuff. Now I was like 15.
As soon as you get into school, just jump on.
Then I had an English exam. And then my mum had put her credit card details to the Xbox. So I was playing it on the Xbox, and then she was like, COD's banned, right? But what I'd done is I'd got COD on the PC. So I got COD on the PC, so it was a COD disc, right?
Alright.
And she was like, give me your COD. And I was like, right, fine. So I gave her the PC version. She didn't know, right? But then I was just always playing it. So then I was like, a new map pack came out the day that my English exam was that I was meant to be studying for. And then I bought it, didn't realise, and she got a phone call or whatever for Xbox, and she was like, what the fuck are you buying? And I was like, nothing, absolutely caught. So I was so bad. I was just so into it, man. That's why I was saying, obviously I made like montages and all that sort of stuff. I was just so into it. But
who was in the game at that time then? Who was in the like COD space? Is there somebody in the COD space when you first started and when you first
like YouTube?
I remember guy C-Nanners was the guy.
C-Nanners, Hutch, Liam Truth, a guy called Excalizors, all American guys. There's a couple English guys in there. A guy called Small Beans. I think he did
Small Beans.
I think he did Minecraft stuff later on. But a lot of weird.
I wonder what that means.
Names.
Small Beans.
No idea. Maybe just randomly come up with it. You know, the Xbox recommends a gamer tag. My first gamer tag was Absolute Toaster.
Why did you not stick with that name?
I know,
think that would have really sold.
You could have been sitting here introducing Absolute Toaster to the podcast.
That'd have been decent.
I know. With 1 million subscribers.
Mine was Jobby Catcher. Still is, if you type in Jobby Catcher to YouTube, my montage will come up.
Did you create that?
What?
Did you create Jobby Catcher?
I created it.
Aye, I thought
that. Try to explain that one.
I know. Oh my god, the roof's nearly coming off in here. That's Hurricane Gareth, isn't it? Is that his name this time? Hurricane Gareth?
I'm
or
not
something?
Getting on the podcast.
It's always pure weird names, isn't it?
I know. Remember Hurricane Bobag?
Aye, I survived it.
Aye.
That was a smelly time.
Except that name was like Hurricane, like Charles and all that sort of stuff. Like,
you just named them after the royal family, I think, at this point. Do you know what I mean?
But the Call of Duty guys were just all American back in the day. So
see, we like the Call of Duty, like on the Call of Duty scene. Is there people that like shoot up and then kind of disappear? Because obviously you've started 7 years ago and you've been able to, even you look at your videos, obviously Scottish God Players was a successful series, but that ended.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you've been able to adapt and change, and you're still going.
Yeah.
I was checking your analytics and 2 million views last month. That's fucking brilliant, to be quite honest.
That's I've had a recent uptick. I actually talking about schedules before. I got to the point I was kind of coasting for a while, like let's say towards the end of last year, and at the start of this year. I was still making videos, still enjoying it, but I was kind of coasting along, just make a video a day. If I can't be bored, I'll no do it. Still, I didn't think my videos were bad or anything, but I just wasn't putting in the same amount of effort as I was in 2017 when I got my actual like major break. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to knuckle down and actually, get stuck in.
And what was that, mate? Like, what was the influx?
In 2017? So basically, the very end of 2016, I think around Christmas time, I hit 100,000 subscribers, which was like my ultimate dream goal, to hit that, because then you get the plaque.
Yeah.
I think I've got it with me today.
Oh, I thought you had it there. I really wanted to see that.
I know, I usually wear it as a can we get through the metal detector coming in here?
What was that like then?
That was class. Let's say it was the most craziest dream ever.
But was it like a gradual thing, or was it?
Really gradual. So 100,000 2016. So that would be best part of 6 years. No, 5 years.
5 years.
So 5 years to get 100,000, and then by five and a half years, I had 200,000. So that's how mental things went in 2017.
I guess the more you go up, the more it gets put into the algorithm and all that sort of stuff. Like everyone always talks about the first 1,000.
You see a lot of people say that.
I would
It's
know
the
what
hardest
that's like
thing.
though.
You get there one day.
Do you know what it is? It's all momentum. It's just building on momentum. And see, a lot of the time over the years I had kind of pretty big breaks, but I didn't capitalise on it as much as I should have or I could have.
Why was that?
Don't know.
What do you mean by capitalise? Then upload more regularly.
Upload more regularly. Like just think, what can I do better?
So how do you plan your
because
videos?
I wish I had the absolute formula to tell you, but basically in 2017 I hadn't actually done much Call of Duty stuff in a while, and that's what I have my Call of Duty channel, and I thought I'm going to get back to that. So started that, and then the Gaming Bible started posting on my videos. Kind of got not an agreement, but the guys who run the page
like just
loved to post my videos and credit me. It wasn't like they were nicking them or anything, they'd credit me, and I'd get subs after that, and we'd do that once a week, and these videos were going like wild at this point, and I just totally knuckled down. I was making three solid videos a week, which is what I aim for, all the same sort of content. So I'm not changing anything up. If you're subscribing, then you're going to enjoy what's coming after that, and just really built the momentum. Yeah. But then it eventually dies down, and it's tough to get the ball rolling again.
But I guess that was a collaboration. So do you think, have you done a lot of collaborations over? So obviously you had the Scottish Cod.
Well, it's not really a collaboration. It was just they'd post my videos.
With your mates.
It's all. It was.
I just mean in terms of like using other people's platforms to.
Done a lot, loads of Facebook,
sort of stuff,
loads of Facebook stuff. Scottish Cod Players was massive on Facebook as well. Right. A lot of Facebook pages have posted my stuff over the years. But once you get people coming in, YouTube loves people coming in for other websites. Once people are coming in for Facebook, YouTube is like, right, we're going to promote these videos because obviously it's people are interested in them. So that helped me algorithm wise. I was in the recommended feed all the time, and because you're uploading consistently as well, your videos get pushed a lot more. So so that's it. You just, once you've got that momentum, you just have to do your best not to let go of it. And what you mentioned there, the past month I had again, I've been coasting for far too long here. I need to up my game. My growth was slowing down as well, and I would get frustrated because I was like, channel's not growing as much. But then I thought, you're not doing anything to actually earn the growth, so that's what I was going to get stuck in, and get a wee bit of a break with a recent video because some Modern Warfare 2 remastered news broke, and that kind of brought people in. So I was like, right, that's the momentum started. Let's keep it going, and I have.
So you've capitalised on that this time then.
And to give you even more an example of how much I've sort of tried to structure myself, basically I worked out there's probably like 34 weeks until Modern Warfare 4 comes out, if it is Modern Warfare 4, which it should be. So I wrote down 34 video ideas for 1 a week. I'm going to upload 3 videos a week, but kind of videos related to like older Call of Duty games. This COD is going to bring in the fans.
In the build up to it.
So I'll have 1 a week. So I don't have to worry. I don't have to think, I'm going to post this week. Just looked in the list. One. So I'd recommend that to people if you're struggling for time to think of ideas. If you've got like one sort of slot of time, use that time to write down ideas for the future. So you've always got something available to work on.
Definitely.
But that's it. But capitalising on momentum.
So what about, see, obviously we've really mainly just touched on YouTube, and for years I've not really touched video games, but it's mainly just because I've been so busy with the gym and business and uni and stuff like that. Well, I did touch them at uni right enough, but
Fling that in.
Wait for the comments and that.
He was name bring up because then the comments might say it in this. Do you remember?
What about the Old Firm?
He was in one of my videos, and then there was people commenting saying Glasgow uni accent.
No.
Did you even go to Glasgow uni actually?
No, I went to Dundee.
Do you know what I mean? So he's were wrong.
I know, and then
Dundee uni accent.
Then I had some guy talking about trying to give me advice. The person saying who was like trying to give me advice how to grow my arms. I was like, shut up.
Haters.
I know. That's what you're listening. Shut up.
You need to grow that thick skin, son.
So I'm not associated with him, he might be hard.
No, I've checked him out, he's not. So I was going to talk about, because this is something I know about it, but it's not something I've done myself, because it's more in the kind of gaming community and music community and stuff. Twitch. So what's the script with that? How many do you do it often? Like how many?
So are you doing Twitch?
I've got a Twitch channel. I'm partnered on it too, which is ridiculous because I'm barely ever on it.
How does that work?
One of them just reached out. One of the sort of managers reached out to us and was like, "Do you want a partnership?" And I was like, "Well, aye." So I took it. But I've streamed on Twitch over the years, off and on again. Sometimes I'll get a really kind of urge to do it. These days, I mean, the last time I streamed on Twitch was like a good half a year ago or something now, but these days I stream on Twitch non-Call of Duty stuff, so like Fortnite or whatever, when that was kind of going mental. Last year streamed quite a bit of that, Rocket League and other games, but if I'm going to live stream, especially live stream Call of Duty, I'll just do it on my YouTube channel. Yeah. Because I mean, all my subscribers are there.
That's what they want to see, basically.
I think that's the thing though. Even seeing comparison like YouTube, and then if you compare it to any other social media platform, the loyalty of, like, so for instance, on Instagram, I've got 2,000 people. Yeah. But the engagement, partly potential on Instagram's part, but the engagement versus YouTube as like people what they want to see and all that sort of stuff. People actually need to actively go and subscribe to you, whereas it's dead easy to just follow people on Instagram. It's just like a wee number sort of thing. It's a lot easier to do that than it is to build up your Instagram than to build up your YouTube channel. I definitely feel that if you look at the comparison, there's a lot of people
if I got it, I might like. Obviously, I can say, by the way, I'm live streaming on Twitch, which I have done in the past, and people will come over, but it's just so much easier, like live streaming on YouTube. And YouTube's quite, obviously YouTube's quite happy for you to live stream, so they'll send out sometimes more notifications than they usually would if you're going live. So
they try to encourage
for Call of Duty stuff, it's a no-brainer just to live stream on YouTube.
I think some people forget as well that Twitch isn't just this new thing. It has been about for quite a while, do you know what I mean? TV. It just seems to have kind of blown up in the last, I don't know, 6 months to a year kind of thing.
It's become a lot more mainstream in the past year, I'd say. Like a lot of people who are into gaming and all that know of Twitch, know what a Twitch streamer actually is. Yeah. So it's definitely become mainstream. And I mean, what was it? Drake was playing the Ninja, and you've got Dele Alli's on it. And
I know.
All sorts of these, you know, sports stars, music stars
are using it.
Aye,
that was the kind of thing I saw a lot of people say.
Neymar live streams on Twitch. Aye.
Neymar
he's done Call of Duty, like sponsored live streams.
Sponsored live streams.
Aye. I know.
Aye, but I think that night when Drake done the stream with Ninja, it felt as though that was
kind of like
time.
A glass ceiling had been broke or something.
Aye, it kind of was. Yeah. Was there no something like 1 million views at the one time? It broke all records, like absolutely the
pretty sure it broke
kind of thing.
Streamer record.
Aye. It was the biggest collaboration since this podcast. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully we get 1 million views on this.
Get Drake on the next podcast.
Drake, I mean that's a downgrade, isn't it?
A
definite downgrade. But it's crazy that kind of overnight almost it was like Twitch became this thing. But then what I noticed was like a lot of people tried to hop on it. So that's what I find really interesting with what you're saying. You've got almost, it's basically like a database, your subscribers, that's what they enjoy COD. If your subscribers see you just hop them and just kind of neglecting them to go and chase a buck, in essence, which I think a lot of people did.
No, I get what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean? Totally. I think they would see through that and that could be detrimental to you in a sense as well.
I get you. I mean, kind of related to that is when Fortnite was blown up, like at the summer last year when it was at its peak. Obviously that was a really tough time because the last Call of Duty was okay. It wasn't like outstanding or anything, but it was decent enough. But Fortnite was just so
taking over the game
mental,
basically.
Like the viewers for Fortnite was mental, and I quite enjoyed Fortnite back then. I don't really play much now, but I enjoyed it back then. And I was like, I'm playing it, I might as well make videos on it. And if I'm enjoying it, it's not disingenuous. I'm actually enjoying playing it and making videos on it. So I made a few videos and folk did enjoy them, but there was quite a lot of comments on it saying like, oh no, don't turn your back on COD or whatever, don't sell out or whatever. Stuff, like,
Aye.
you know what I mean?
Just playing a new game, mate.
It was a strange position.
It's funny because like you get that obviously in every industry. So you're obviously in the gaming industry, I'm in the fitness industry, and the sellouts in the fitness industry are the people that go on to things like the juice cleanse diets, all that sort of stuff, for Herbalife,
and you see through it. You see through it straight away.
And then long term, that puts their credibility down. Although it might get them a quick buck in the short term, and it's the exact same. It doesn't matter what.
Everybody's punting Herbalife.
I know. Discount code.
Don't get him started in Herbal.
Thank you.
But you know what? I think a lot of people found as well when they try to make this transition over to Twitch. Another animal. It's not the same. Live streaming's different. It's totally different. Just because you've been successful on YouTube doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be successful on Twitch.
Live streaming, I mean, to be successful on Twitch, if you're going to grow it and do it proper, you need to be live streaming for like 8 hours a day. That's almost like a standard 8 hours stream. Whereas I'll live stream on my YouTube channel, and I'm live streaming the latest COD, and I'm obviously having a great time, and especially when there's something new, there's more viewers than usual. So I'm obviously.
Yeah, have you ever live streamed and someone's came in or something like that, and you've no, like, you know, obviously if you're live streaming and then someone in your house has came in or something like that?
No, because I tend to tell them. No, I did always tell my mum and my brother that I'm going to be live streaming here. They could probably hear me anyway, shouting and raging at the game and that, but they could definitely hear me. But even when I'm live streaming a new COD game, I'm like 4 hours max. Like I'm done, I'm drained. Like I can't.
That's on YouTube. You're doing that.
That's on YouTube. It's draining. But if people think it's easy being a live streamer, it's not. It's actually not.
Well, I think like when I watch YouTube content, guys that are gaming, I see a lot more. Not to say that the people on Twitch don't have a personality, but I see like more entertainment and personality on like YouTube. So I feel as though sometimes when maybe a YouTuber tries to transition, they still try to be the same self. Yeah. But it totally is going to be draining. Because I've seen like ninja content, and it's been quite interesting to see Ninja and like Tifu and stuff transition and just like put the highlights onto YouTube. Which is because everybody was taking Ninja's content and like Tifu's content and uploading it and making money for it anyway. So why did they not just make the transition over? And Ninja's on like 21 million subscribers, Tifu's on 10 million, and like they're doing really well. It's been interesting.
No, you're right. Because I mean, I can make a regular video for me. I'll maybe be recording for like an hour and a half, you know. But I stretch that out to 4 hours, so it's not so. Maybe not so entertaining for that whole period of time. So I get what you're saying. It's a different challenge. Anyway,
do you think that you can make it on Twitch if you're no good at the game?
I don't know.
Because you could definitely like you look at FIFA YouTubers and stuff. There's not all of them are good at the game.
It depends.
But they're entertaining. So they get the views and stuff.
Depends on the game. It's weird on YouTube. That's interesting. I've really thought about that.
It depends what you like.
On YouTube, it's easier to grow if you're making something funny and entertaining, and you're not necessarily good at the game, which is my channel. I'm alright at COD, but I'm not great by any means. But on Twitch, I think it's easier if you're good at the game, and then your personality comes second. Because you'll get people watching. I suppose you need to be entertaining enough to keep people watching, but if you're good at the game on Twitch, people will take notice. Definitely.
That is really interesting, but and it kind of. I was doing a bit of thinking about it, obviously, when I was thinking about you coming on the podcast, and obviously I was thinking about esports as well. And how there's some attitudes for people that are maybe of an older generation or don't really get esports that are kind of like, what is this? Why would somebody want to watch somebody else play a video game, right? But see when you strip it bare, right? And let's say football match.
I know.
You go to a football match, you watch 22 men
kick a ball
or women
bit of grass.
Run about a piece of grass.
You just lost like 5,000 subscribers.
No, there's nothing else. What my argument?
That's actually
no. What my argument is, right? What my argument and that is, when you strip it bare, you're just watching somebody do a skill. It's the exact same concept, which I think why esports is booming
because
as
it's not physically, you know. Exerting, it's still the level of skill these guys have.
I guess it's like Formula 1. I'll never get Formula 1. I don't understand it.
Guys that are really into cars probably love it.
I know.
So,
I'm not really
I find it so boring. It's just so like there's so much of it of the same thing. You don't even know who's first. So it's like I'd rather a one lap race, sort of thing. So it's like people running marathons. You really want to watch
you can appreciate the skill of it,
but they've obviously everyone's got their niche. So it's funny how that's.
I think over time though, it's like the streaming thing. It's becoming more mainstream. Esports is just going to keep on growing.
Yeah,
it's the one of the biggest growing industries in the world.
Yeah. I watched a Joe Rogan podcast and he had a gamer on and he was talking about, and I just thought I'd ask you about it. So obviously you compare it to like football and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
People have a warm up or a ritual or something like that. Do you have one before you?
I don't have warm ups for like gaming, but I kind of have warm ups for like I don't know, speaking or like.
Can you use one live here?
To like enunciate?
They kind of things like kind of things like that. I'm not a singer, so I'm not going la 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 la. It's just kind of things. So I'm not. Sometimes I do have a bit of a bad like stutter. It's not actually that bad, but sometimes I just stumble over words, and that's not great for a video, obviously. So you start doing things like kind of bite your tongue a bit and things like stuff like that. Just kind of get.
I'm going to do that. You ready?
Just kind of do that over and over again, and it helps. But no, I don't have an actual warm up for the game because I'm not playing the game to be amazing at it. Anyway, but I can understand.
You probably get that with more professional players, wouldn't you? What's it called again when professional players train? What's it called again? I can't mind. A spiral or something? Like I'm such a noob.
Oh right, scrim.
That's
what you're talking about.
Scrim. That's like training.
That's when professional teams play each other just to warm up. I suppose I had to warm up, like my brother's like a aspiring, well kind of as a professional FIFA player, and he'll play I think 1 or 2 games before jumping into
it's like a warm up. You don't want to get into cold.
Can he jump on cold for that? No.
You want to warm up the fingers, basically.
That's it. Probably would do a lot better in my videos if I warmed up actually when I think about it, but I don't have the time for that, unfortunately.
See, to bring it back to esports, I was reading up on esports, and for a report in 2018 it showed that they're in new 900 million in revenue.
Right.
Like it's going to be hitting $1 billion soon, and it went up 48% over the course of a year. And they're getting a lot of the money in for sponsorships and stuff like that.
Well, there's so many
licensing fees,
so
and
many
just so much shit.
Companies are getting involved now. Just it seems like everyone's just jumping in it, which is great. It's great for the exposure, great for prize pools. Fortnite's get like some ridiculous prize pool. Something like I think it was $1 million for the winner of the tournament. Just one person. That's in a solos tournament as well. Sometimes you see $1 million as a prize pool for the whole tournament. Never mind just for the winner. So it's gone crazy.
How does it rank then in terms of the game? So obviously I know that you're just saying Fortnite you're getting $1 million for winning. I know that I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter and stuff that FIFA's getting the same sort of stuff. Is that because of the AI and stuff?
That's to do with the publisher really, just not really investing what they could. EA quite notorious for not being great for esports. I mean, FIFA's must be top 5 games in the world.
It's a big game. It's global as well.
I know it's global. FIFA, everybody knows it. It's you feel like it should be a lot bigger than what it is anyway. I'm trying to think of the biggest off the top of my head. It'd be there's that game Dota 2, League of Legends. Those ones are always kind of top for the prize pools, and people they sell out stadiums like in South Korea and that to go watch an esports event.
That was something I was reading about as well. I think there was 13,000 people watching the final.
Actually in the place.
And I think
there'll be millions.
There was millions online watching it. I cannot remember the figure for the life of me, but it was well over 5 million.
Yeah.
I want to say 50 million, but I think that might be a bit high. But I'm not sure. It was something big anyway, and 13,000 people just kind of watching it.
Yeah.
There was actually talk it possibly been introduced to the Olympics.
I read that. That pops up every now and then. That pops up every now and then. Sports and Olympics. Not sure I agree with that. I know. I still. Don't know.
Imagine getting drug tested.
I know. Well, actually, that's it.
I've been on the caffeine, mate.
No, all of them are on that. Not all of them. Sorry, that's a bit of an exaggeration.
Adderall.
Adderall.
How did I know you were going with that? You know Adderall?
No.
Adderall.
You might know more about it than me. Basically, what I understand.
Adderall user.
No.
I cannot confirm or deny.
The gist of it I know is that it's for people who struggle to concentrate. That's what it's actually for. and it helps you focus.
Right.
So people that actually don't need it are like taking this to
Right,
perform
okay.
better
Aye.
at tournament. That is aye.
A lot of stories I've heard is like people that are maybe run their own business and all that, entrepreneur type
Yeah.
stuff, are taking them, they're staying up all night and all that, and just to get
Aye.
more work done, which
Yeah.
is fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
Because they're going to crash eventually, and then what's
Yeah.
going to happen is they're probably going to need more of that added on
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
I know it's quite mental, but I don't know, there is genuine like
There's drug checks and professional gaming.
there's doping in esports. There genuinely is.
That guy's trigger finger's too fast.
Aye.
Something
Get him tested.
Aye.
Oh. What about the business side of YouTube that nobody sees? Because obviously
Aye.
on YouTube everybody gets to see the video, the final stuff.
Well, the
Yeah.
more
What
the
else
more-
goes on?
the more you like grow, and the more it becomes like your actual job. The more
Aye,
you
because
need
it obviously doesn't start that way.
No, it doesn't. You need to. I mean, you need to learn those things. I went to college and did a standard business course for a year, but I don't think that kind of qualifies me for some of the stuff I've did after.
Yeah.
Although I did do basic contract law in college, which kind of helped me.
Right.
Because you need to. Let's say the more opportunities get thrown your way, the more contracts you have to read, more
Aye.
marketing people you deal with, and they're a lot of the time they will be like blowing smoke up your ass trying to get you to do something that's going to benefit them more than you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you have to deal with. Sometimes I will dedicate a day just to the business side. An admin day, I kinda call it. To my
Aye.
girlfriend to say I'm kind of being lazy today. That's an admin day. Just reply emails. But yeah, just
Was that hard for you to adjust to that? In this
kinda,
at the
'cause it's a
start?
bit boring. It's a bit boring, isn't it?
Aye.
Replying emails.
You being the YouTuber or whatever, you want to just be
Aye,
doing content stuff. You
Why
don't
make
really.
videos and that? But so don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's my emails. Sometimes again, my girlfriend thinks my emails are mental because she reads them and it'll be like, "Do you want to play this game for X amount of money or whatever?"
I was going to say something
Like,
else.
do you want to
do this?
Do you want to come to LA to?
You know,
this?
right? See, the next time you get an email like
Aye.
that, right, and you're like, I don't really fancy that. Just
Aye.
forward it to me. I'll do it. I'll play it. I'll be really bad at it. People
Aye.
probably won't watch and stuff, but I'll do it, mate.
Yeah,
I'll definitely do that.
It's one of those things. It has to be done though. It has to be done. But I don't get me wrong. Some of the opportunities that come up are like incredible.
A lot of travelling
A
opportunities.
lot of
as well.
travelling. I love travelling too. So that's honestly been.
I watched that. I think it was in your news channel.
Oh, Nelly,
Like,
vlogging
aye.
Nelly. Aye.
Aye.
That was to record some new DLC for Black Ops 4. Got a week's notice to go to LA, and Valentine's Day was then.
Aye.
So I already planned.
Did your
things.
girlfriend read that email, or
I
did you read that
I had to be
email
like,
first?
listen, gonna have to cancel the dinner. I need to go to Los Angeles. And you're not coming.
And you're not coming.
But that's it. You'll get for Call of Duty stuff. My very first opportunity to work with Call of Duty in their studios. Got that last year.
Is that in LA?
First one was in San Francisco.
Cali.
It's decent. The first opportunity came up last year, probably about a year ago, nearly a year ago, and it's like 2 weeks, 1 week's notice to go there because it's all embargoed and everything.
Yeah.
I can't eat this, that, other thing. Can't tell people about it really.
Aye.
my mate will just phone me like, "You want to play something tonight?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Can I? I'm on the
Doing
other side of the world." So
That must be crazy.
that was a dream come true. That's been one of the best. Honestly, something that I couldn't even. Because you can kind of imagine
Yeah.
getting subscribers and whatever, but being
that-
invited to Call of Duty studios.
That's the
but
thing. Does it feel? So obviously, as the subscribers and the likes and all that start to go up, until like, have you ever met many subscribers in person?
Yeah,
like,
well,
see when people start to maybe
that's why
recognise
You do a
you.
lot of events.
I
don't
love
you?
love going to events.
Is that not a bit weird? Because it's fine. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's just numbers in it.
Well,
So you see the
yeah,
numbers going up, but
I've
you
seen-
don't necessarily, as much as you get comments and that, it doesn't seem
It
real.
doesn't seem real until you see
I've
it.
said that quite a lot. That's right. Because I mean, obviously you love people enjoying the videos and leaving positive feedback and you reply to it. But like you say, it's just a name on a screen. It's just a number.
Yeah.
So when you get to go to events and there's people queuing up for a meet and greet, you're like, wow,
That's
there's
mental,
actually,
yeah.
there's actually real people here.
Yeah.
Real
So
human
again,
people.
it's like that sort of side of it, it's just so difficult to describe to people who don't really, who are not really into YouTube. Just to say that like actual people are coming to see you just for daft videos you've made on the internet. It's crazy.
I guess it's like a lot of the other stuff that you mentioned, just getting used to it as well. Maybe the first few times it was a bit like, oh Jesus, what's going on here? And then you get used to it and you know how to act. You
do get more used to it. I'd never take it for granted, but like sometimes maybe it happens quite a lot in Glasgow. Sometimes somebody will maybe spot us, and just come over for a chat or ask for a photo, and it's still an amazing experience. But see, when it first started happening, it was like proper adrenaline rush. Being like to my mate, do you see that guy? Aye.
What was it like for your friends and family then, seeing that?
Probably quite a shock for my mum and my brother have both been out with me, and I've been spotted, and they've kind of seen it.
But what was their initial reaction? See, before anything like that happened, what was their initial reaction?
For like me doing YouTube?
YouTube and taking on gaming.
My mum thought, don't know, I was being groomed or something, and that I was,
because the next generation up don't understand, because it is a new thing, all this sort of stuff. And see, obviously the generation before us would have been all about working, and I done this in my day, and all this sort of stuff, and you're not allowed to enjoy what you do. You're
not allowed to try your dream job, especially in Scotland, by the way. No one's allowed to ever, try something. God forbid you try and do something a bit different.
Like imagine you enjoyed making carrot cake. You could make carrot cake at 11, start a YouTube channel, and then you have a niche, and you've obviously done that.
So my mum found out about my channel. Didn't tell my friends or family for that matter. My mum, she kind of found it, but I kind of told her at the same time. Kind of had to tell her when I had 400 subscribers, and I had pals from England who I still have today. Meet them every year. I was going to meet them at EGX, is the biggest game event in the UK. So I was going to meet them down in England, and I had to tell my mum I'm going to England to meet them. And she was like, "What do you mean? These people you've never met before online?" This you're making videos or whatever. She was proper freaking out. But I guess she must have seen that I was really, really into it and really passionate about it. So she kept a close eye on me. Don't get us wrong. 16, 17. So
I guess if it's your mum, she's going to do that.
I mean, and she did say a lot. I wish she'd get like a real job. That was only because I mean, for 6 years I was only earning really not for the entire 6 years, but just for talking sake, for 6 years I was earning off YouTube like kind of like a part-time wage, maybe a bit less than that, enough to get by, but not nearly enough to kind of, I could live on it, but not enough to move out or get a car or anything. Enough to maybe pay a wee bit of dig money, and that's it. We could have maybe done with me getting a real job, but so she wanted me to have more experience in the real world, as they say, or have more money coming in. But she did always support my YouTube. Same with all my family and friends. Actually, when they found out about it, I thought they'd slag me off. That's why I never told them, but so supportive of it.
I think when people see the passion in something and they can see you going for it, a lot of the time I expected a lot more negativity towards. And I think I did get it maybe at the start, at opening up the gym, but obviously since it's been 2.5 years now and it's been successful, people are then, I've not spoken to in years, are messaging me, either one, come to my classes, or two, ask me questions and all that sort of stuff, asking me advice or saying well done or something like that. So the response has actually been positive, and people see you doing well, but then until that stage comes, they're almost like, he's a weirdo, he's doing something.
Totally get that. It's honestly same sort of idea. It's obviously a lot easier to get support when you're actually doing alright at it. But I mean, opening up a gym is a big risk. It's like, who do you think you are running your own gym? Same thing, who do you think you could be a YouTuber? Why would people want to watch you? So getting over that barrier is something I've honestly spoke about a lot, especially in Scotland. I think we've got a problem, but like something to do with the culture here. People don't like you trying something.
It feels like it's kind of behind. It always reminds me. It always reminds me of this joke, man. I've said it numerous times when this kind of conversation comes up. But I think it's Kevin Bridges, and he says, obviously it's a joke, but he's the only place in the world will be Glasgow. You'll be walking down the street, you'll be wearing a pair of gloves.
Yeah.
Somebody rolled in the window, gloves, you prick!
Aye,
Do you know what I mean? Like, that is the kind of culture, but do you think it is getting better? Because obviously you started at a time, a long time ago, where I'm guessing it was a lot worse at the time.
Definitely is getting better, 100%. That's the good thing.
I think it's getting better, but it's also...
There's more people seeing it, so you've probably seen their hate as well.
But there's also, I mean, it's getting better. See, in terms of like the entrepreneurial thing, like people obviously going out and doing the thing, which is great. But do you think there's almost people that feel entitled to the, because someone that maybe looks like them, as in they're maybe as good at them at gaming or whatever it is, and talks like them and stuff, they should feel entitled to the, they should get it. Well, but in actual fact, it does take a special case to do it.
That's a really good point. As much as it's getting better and more people are willing to put themselves
people
out
don't
there,
see,
especially YouTube. I can only really talk about YouTube because it's what I do, it's what I see what's going on. You do deal with a lot of entitled people. Entitled's maybe a bit harsh because, you know, talk about like teenagers, for example, that want to start. I think they want to be a YouTuber, which is great, but a lot of them think, I'm going to be a YouTuber and that's going to be what I do. And it's like, well, you know, it's not quite as easy as just saying you're going to do it. Like, you think, how are you going to do it? Yeah. Have you got the equipment? Have you got ideas? Do you know what you want to post? Are you going to post regularly? All that sort of thing. So I think I've been lucky enough to be asked by some schools to come in and almost do a kind of talk or just answer some questions about how it works. Because I don't want to turn people away from YouTube, especially kids, but also at the same time I want them just to know how much work is actually involved.
And you need to actually enjoy it, even though it's stressful at times. I think with any business and any kind of new startup thing, you need to enjoy what you do.
You need to enjoy it even during the tough times. You need to enjoy
the grind. Whereas if you don't and you're just still looking for, like, they might see the fact that 420,000 or whatever it is, 29,000.
Yep. Probably 430,000 by the time that we've started as well, to be honest. Concession channels probably.
People see the success of that or whatever it is, and then they think, right, I want that, so I'm going to start it. But then it doesn't happen straight away, as we've obviously spoken about.
You've obviously been doing it over 7 years.
In order for you to get to the next point, the only way to do that is to really put the effort in behind the scenes that no one sees.
I mean, we're living in an exciting time, but at the same time, it has become a bit trendy, like you're saying, for people to say, right, this is what I'm going to be. I'm going to be a YouTuber because and they see all the money that YouTubers are earning these days, and they want to kind of go for it as being their job. But at the time you started, there wasn't money in it, or there wasn't as much money in it. It wasn't really a profession that people seeked. And I feel as though it links back to kind of the entrepreneur thing as well. There's an entitlement, like people think just because you put entrepreneur in your bio that you've made something.
And you've got a LinkedIn profile that's you sorted.
Exactly. I was guilty of this at one point. I had entrepreneur in my thing because I was like on this thing. I'm like, I want to do stuff myself and all that. Came to the realisation I built fuck all. Basically, you can only start putting titles like that in when you've actually done something of note, kind of thing. But you see all the time.
It's kind of scary. Like I was having this conversation literally just the other day. Somebody was like, kids are almost saying, I want to be a YouTuber the same way that you say, I want to be a footballer, and how unlikely is that? Right? I want to be a movie star, I want to be a pop star or whatever. People are saying the new thing is I want to be a YouTuber. And it honestly is it's easier to get into, of course. But it's honestly kind of on a similar level. Not everyone can be a YouTuber. I appreciate that.
Even if technically, like almost like the stars have to align as well. Like
you do, a lot of people. You do get a lot of people saying, "Oh, you're so lucky you can be a YouTuber." And well, sometimes I get a bit of an ego trip, and I'm like, "It's not lucky, man. I've worked hard." But
I hate the word luck.
You do need. Well, you need a bit of luck, right? But it's that.
You need to put yourself in the
position to get that luck.
That's exactly what I'm going to say. It's that old cliche. You make your own luck. So, like for example, the Gaming Bible or Lad Bible posted my video. People might say, "I'm so lucky." But I had to make that video. I had to be good enough for them want to post, you know.
Exactly.
So I had to be lucky enough that YouTube picked up my video in the algorithm. I had to be lucky enough that I had the other videos. Well, not lucky enough. I had to work hard to have other videos that once YouTube does give me a break, people can watch more stuff. So
Yeah.
you make your own luck, as they say.
The odds get higher as you start to do more. So
Yeah.
I think that's you. Very rarely people get lucky just on the one video or one bit of content. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think it's important to kind of teach, especially younger people, that there's a lot of work required in YouTube. You know, starting a business.
Yeah.
It's not just like that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Well, it was a podcast I was listening to the other day, and it was something about there being like an entrepreneur. Let's come back to the fucking uni thing. Entrepreneur.
Just always has to get uni in, doesn't he?
Entrepreneur.
I went to uni,
Here's my
mate.
To be fair, I don't
Have you got your
actually.
diploma in
I don't
that?
actually rate uni. I've learned so much more from obviously being like
Getting into the
businessman.
real life.
Yeah, doing your own thing.
But there's an entrepreneur uni course that just defeats the purpose.
Entrepreneur uni
Aye,
course?
I've heard
That
that.
just
I've heard that.
defeats the purpose of it.
Learn to be an entrepreneur.
That's like those like websites, like pop-up websites you kind of click off that are teaching you how to start a business. What's the X on this thing, man? Shut up.
No, definitely. It's a bit strange.
Aye. Something that I was really interested in, obviously we're talking about YouTube and this is what you do and that. How long do you reckon you'll be on YouTube? Do you think there'll be a time where
so-
Marley 13 stops?
That kind of relates to obviously
it's
your
hard
your new channel. What made you
Yeah.
do that? Because obviously one channel's so successful.
Yeah.
What made you then
Yeah.
not go backwards, because you still got that one, but start again with the other one?
Yeah.
Because
I
it's
know,
a different
I'll
thing. It's not just gaming. It's more
Aye,
lifestyle.
it's a lot different. To answer your question first, how long do I see myself doing it? To be honest, I've always said to myself, I will do it as long as I'm enjoying it. Even if the money was still the same and I was absolutely miserable, I reckon I would stop and try and find another outlet or something. I've kind of, let's say, I went to college for a year and that's it. I've got a few standard grades. I'm not qualified, put it that way. But I think at this point, I'm quite confident. At this point, I've done enough, made enough, experienced enough that I could maybe, I don't know, I could maybe get a job doing some sort of production or writing. Something creative, social media, marketing, whatever, something like that.
You've made your own qualification.
Yeah, I think I've got enough experience that someone
Yeah.
would be willing to hire me, unless I wanted to start my own business,
Yeah.
teaching folk how to do YouTube, something like that.
I think to be honest, you would. I don't think you would go into, even if you stopped YouTube.
Yeah.
I think once you've done it once, unless it wasn't for you, but
Yeah.
by the sounds of it is, I don't think you'll ever be employed again.
Yeah.
I think you will employ yourself. Like
Yeah.
you'll have to work
No,
for yourself.
I mean, I'd really struggle actually to have a boss. That was the thing. But yeah, basically, I don't know. I'll just keep on doing it as long as I'm enjoying it. And if I don't know, a nightmare was to happen and that Article 13 stops, also YouTube money coming in, then I'll find another way to, you've got stuff like crowdfunding and everything. There's always other ways to do things. So yeah, I'll be doing YouTube as long as I enjoy it. And on the other side, if the views were to go like drastically down and people stop watching, I'd still be doing it because I enjoy it, and try and build up some other way. But yeah, the question about the second channel, basically, for a while in 2016, I was making these sort of topical videos, commentaries. I'm sure a lot of people have seen them. People commentate about something totally not related to gaming, and you just put a gameplay in the background.
Yeah.
So I was making a lot of new videos, and they did really well. I did a lot of like Scottish talking about like social dancing at high school and how awkward it is, stuff like that. I was making a lot of those videos, and then when I went back to my roots to do the COD stuff again, I stopped doing those videos, and a lot of people kind of upset. It was like they enjoyed them.
Yeah.
And obviously COD's my thing, but I do like to
Do something
get
else.
off my leash and do other things. So last year I was like, why start that up again? So it's great to have another outlet to make stuff like non-COD related, just talk about whatever I want and whatever's trending. And I've not got any set goals for that. I never really have set goals, to be honest.
Yeah. Just let it flow.
I'm just kind of want to build it up and just enjoy it. I don't ever have set goals in terms of timing. Like I want to reach this amount of subscribers by this amount of time. My goal is always just the next sort of landmark, like 500,000. I just this is an entrepreneurial course thing you'll probably get at uni, but I've always had I always have a post-it note with, like, so for example, it's got 500,000 subscribers and a little box that's unticked, and it sits where I work, and so I kind of like annoys myself to it. So I have to look at that. Man, I might tick that off and get the next one. So I've got a bunch of them now. So I've always had them. Yeah, that's the only really goals I have.
Yeah.
How do you stay motivated? Is it hard to stay motivated? Is that what motivates you? Seeing
that's a good one. When I'm losing motivation, sometimes I see that and think I could never leave that sitting there without trying.
Just sit there forever.
Aye, I know.
And then you just put the next one up. It's what, a million?
Just keep going.
Yeah, just keep going. But I mentioned it earlier, didn't I? I felt like I was kind of coasting along, and
did somebody turn round to you and go, "Listen, Marley, get your fucking head in the game"?
Somebody did actually. Some fan messaged me and says, "Marley, loved your videos for a good few years now, but your recent videos have been a wee bit like just." They didn't say it was rubbish, but they actually said it was meh. Like, they've been a bit meh. And I was like,
terrible word to hear.
I know. I was like, I'd rather they said it was shite. Like,
meh.
Aye. And do you know what? Actually, I was like, do you know what? I kind of needed to hear that. I kind of needed to hear that I've kind of been resting on my laurels or whatever. And also, YouTubers, you'll know, like, it's quite competitive. You see some other people's numbers, and you're like, man, how am I not doing that? How are they getting that with their videos? So I'm like, can I have this? especially in the Call of Duty scene, you're like, can I have this? It's like competition's healthy, as they say.
Friendly competition's good, but if it gets too competitive, I don't think it's healthy. I think that's the thing. It's not about and because obviously I can't really relate it back to gaming. I always have to relate it back to business. But like, it's always down to who's best, not necessarily like who's first. So if someone starts to catch you up, then you're a bit like, oh no, like
that's honestly what I was experiencing towards the end of last year, and it was kind of frustrating me a wee bit. It's no like jealousy, because there was when the latest Call of Duty came out, there was a couple guys I actually met recently in America who are really great guys, make great videos. But their channels blew up with the new COD, and mine's didn't really. Nothing happened with the new COD, and it was almost like a good kind of jealousy. I was looking at their channel, looking at it blowing up, and I was really happy for them, but I was like, what do I need to do to get
make
that?
Yourself better?
So, and they were just cranking out a lot more videos than me, and
when you make it in black and white, is that?
I just realised you're just not working.
There's no point in feeling sorry for yourself, because you never get anywhere doing that. You have to just take action. It's like, if I'll ever lose a client or something like that, I'll always say something like, "Oh, how?" Like, it might not necessarily be my fault, but I maybe could have done something to keep them on.
Where are they going? Who's doing it? Somebody doing a better, somebody offering a better,
better service or whatever. So,
which can be hard for a lot of people to do. To look at themselves and go, "You've done something wrong here."
Again, especially with YouTubers and the ego that's involved with YouTubers,
there definitely is a lot of ego with YouTubers.
You get, it's honestly, see when I was having a bit of a slow growth period, it was kind of getting me down for a wee bit, but you can't let it stop. You'll honestly go nuts if you let it control your life or whatever, which I was almost getting close to letting it do that, but it got to a point where growth was that slow. I was like, do you know what? I can actually try a couple of new things here, because it's not going to matter. So I actually enjoyed trying to problem solve it. I actually enjoyed thinking, how am I going to kickstart some growth again? And maybe a few years ago, I didn't actually have that. I would be thinking, well, I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing. How are folk not liking this or whatever? So, if anyone YouTubers listening who's in that kind of situation, whether you're established or just starting out, or whether you're starting a business or whatever, just you have to let that ego go and see things from a different point of view, and find your motivation for somewhere. Oh
man, that was like a Gandhi quote. I really enjoyed that. I'm like a sponge right now. I'm just taking it all in, just feeling the wisdom here.
Well, I like to share what I've learned over the years as best I can.
That's a good thing as well, because let's no bullshit, you're one of the top creators in the country. Do you know what I mean? And for you to have that sort of perspective and to have dropped that ego and to give back in a sense, when you could easily just hold all everything you've learned in there. Do you know what I mean? Hold your cards out your chest.
Just keep all
great.
Keep all the secrets that I've learned or whatever. But no, honestly, I'd love to see more Scottish YouTubers come onto the scene. And I think there's more and more. There is more and more.
So what we kind of touched on, but didn't overly go into, because obviously you said you do work for like the BBC and that sort of stuff. Like what other kind of avenues have you got from YouTube as a thing? Because obviously now you say you get phone calls from. Like, can you talk more about potentially like what other potentially more regular and then maybe one-off things, like you obviously talked about going to LA. And that sort of stuff.
Been working with the BBC The Social since 2016. Made a lot of videos for them for a while, and then kind of make them semi-regularly nowadays. So that's, if you want to talk about like another revenue source, because YouTube can be unreliable. I've got that. Live streaming on Twitch, kind of did that for a bit. That's there too. Sponsorships every now and then. I try not to do them too much. I try and limit myself to maybe like one every couple months or whatever, because you don't want to saturate it with promoting stuff. So maybe a company will get in touch and say, do you want to play this game? And if I actually enjoy the game,
I think that's it. Like, if you get a product and you don't like it, it might be great for you getting a quick buck, as we spoke before. But then if you don't like the product or whatever, either do the review and be honest about it, say it's shite, or don't. No,
I can honestly say I've never been sponsored for anything that I've never actually thought either I've enjoyed or thought that's a good product, it's a good game. And honestly, I mean, folk would be shocked at the amount of money some companies, especially mobile games with loads of microtransactions, they're offering crazy money. But I just never play some of these things. There's no point. That would be selling out. See, like,
is there a figure that you would just go
well, maybe.
Fuck the morals.
How many zeros has that got in it? Nah,
but it's good that you've not sold it.
Nah,
it's not sold it, 'cause I don't like that term either, to be honest. But like,
selling out for me is promoting something that is just rubbish, or something that you would not actually use or play or whatever. For real. You know, me getting paid to promote Call of Duty, that's no selling out. Biggest Call of Duty fanboy. So, so you've got sponsorships. Sometimes things will just pop up. I've only really done one of these sort of things, like someone asking for advice on YouTube. I would never do it for just a regular person wanting to get into YouTube, saying I'll pay you for some advice. But I've had one sort of company ask me for some
almost like consultant
strategy, consulting almost. So I've done that. Things that just kind of pop up, and then nothing that I've actually gone out and done. People tend to just come to me and I'll see what suits me.
Is there some like crazy propositions that you've been given that you could think of off the top of your head? No names.
Don't know if it's appropriate for the podcast before, but I've been asked to sleep with someone's wife before.
No way.
Holy. And you were going to pay you?
No, they weren't going to pay.
Well, you were getting paid?
Is that I'm not saying I would have done it if I was getting paid, but I mean, no. I didn't even reply to that one. But that's a weird one.
Didn't even reply to that one. I should hope so. It's just that automated one. Not interested.
Just Marley 13 is on holiday right now.
In the office. Indefinitely.
Crazy things like that. That has to be one of the craziest. But no, sometimes it's just ridiculous products that aren't even related to what I do. I've been asked to promote some gym related stuff before.
Oh, really?
I've hardly into the gym winter. Protein shakes, actually, companies get involved when they drink. Because there's some
imagine that just halfway through a code. Live stream, you're just like, by the way.
I know.
So that's the thing, obviously. Like, see, I remember when I was playing a lot of games and that. You're sedentary, man. Like, you're sitting and you're playing the games, but you're not overweight. So how do you? I know that I've got a massive sweet tooth, so I need to be active in that in order to not
Yeah.
balloon.
Well,
so
I'm actually kind of on the opposite scale. Like for my whole life, I had a problem in my throat and I couldn't eat as much. So
right.
actually, yeah, I've had the opposite problem where I've maybe been playing games too much and forgot to eat. Whereas rather sit, you get some people who just sit around all day and eat too much.
Yeah.
So no, I try to keep fit, playing Fitbit and that, but honestly, something actually I'm quite passionate about this these days, especially when it comes to people who are live streaming a lot. There's generally been people that have died for live streaming for too long, sitting down too long.
Is it blood clots?
Blood clots in their legs.
Oh shit.
Aye, and
yeah.
honestly, the more I've read about it, the more I hear about it,
Yeah.
I'm telling people honestly, you need to like stand up and go. Like I'll maybe sit down for an hour max. I get kind of fidgety, so if I'm writing or recording, I'll stand up and go. Honestly, do a lap in my house and maybe reply to emails on my phone or something like that. But aye, that's kind of bad, isn't it?
Maybe if someone promotes like a some form of
some
like
sort of chair that
treadmill
can
or
massage you
something.
or whatever, just sitting there.
Yeah.
That'll probably come in the future. There'll be something.
So
Somebody will be definitely be developing.
Somebody
it,
will be.
Yeah. Aye, the more people are getting into gaming, that's becoming more of.
just never promote the. We were talking about it last week's podcast. The six pad.
Oh, the six
thing.
pack.
Oh, the thing. Aye.
With Ronaldo.
Yeah, wait, what's going on?
Sitting there playing cordless.
Marley's no wearing a t-shirt today. What's that? on his- Oh, right, okay.
Just I can't hear you, Marley, or the vibrations. Just go doof, 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 doof.
That is crazy, but like somebody wanting their wife to sleep with you, that's
Yeah, that's strange.
aye,
Strange.
nutty.
request.
Awkward silence.
No, I'm trying to look at how long we've been going for. I don't
How
know.
long have we been going?
He doesn't know.
A
if
decent
it's-
amount of time.
It's a strange note to end it on. Me getting offered to sleep with someone's wife.
No, we'll talk about something else. What did you want to be when you were younger?
Oh, right,
Actually.
yeah.
Aye.
Footballer, obviously.
Aye.
Footballer. That didn't quite happen. If you're talking like a more realistic one, I always kind of wanted to start my own business. I knew I wanted to be my own boss. Aye, definitely, but not like being told what to do,
What to
whatever.
I don't think I would mind being in an environment where I do
See,
have a boss in a sense,
yeah.
right? But I wouldn't want somebody thinking or being disrespectful to
Yeah,
me
no, I
just
get you.
because
Yeah.
If someone's
just because they are higher up in the chain.
condescending.
Yeah,
Condescending.
I'm with you in that.
If I was in an environment where honestly I loved the workplace, like loved the
Especially-
boss's ideals maybe for the company, like I would be fine with
especially creating something, see if it was a creative environment. I had
Aye,
a boss that I was
definitely.
working
I think
with.
I would need to work
I
in
think
a
if you
creative.
worked for COD or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, of course, in that situation, yeah.
Yeah.
Just meant, yeah, in general, like a regular job, like in the real world, as my mum said. But
This is the real world now, but innit?
aye, it is. But I wanted to start my own business. Don't exactly know what it would be, but knew I wanted to do that. Or a really random one for a while. I kind of wanted to be a teacher. Especially a PE teacher. I thought it was kind of
So did I. I wanted to be a PE
on a
teacher.
body, you know. For a while,
Play games.
Aye.
Play games.
Aye.
That's probably their attitude towards you, but
I know.
just does laps his house.
Aye, maybe a history teacher. I don't know. I'm quite into history, but that's about it. Yeah.
That was the other thing I wanted to hang with because we kind of skated over it. So you went to college at headquarters.
Yep.
There's going to be a lot of people watching this, hopefully. That'll like, what was that like? So like, talk us through it when you went in. Like, what was there? What was the facilities like? Who were you speaking to? Like, what was that like?
The experience is mental. So this experience counts for pretty much every time, right? So fly you over. Sometimes won't be business class, but it'll be like the level above economy but below business class. It's really, they treat you really well. So fly over, all sorted out for you. Driver waiting at the airport, card, the name on it, says Marley.
Wow.
That was cool.
A bit like the day at the train station.
I wouldn't have showed up. That's it. Although these guys have the big black toot SUV, massive motors, honestly beautiful cars. That's all sorted for you. Hotel. The factor in San Francisco or LA is just
It's just
ridiculous.
crazy at the same time.
It's just crazy. And then the lobby or the other creators will be at the hotel. You meet up next morning, get picked up. There's a wee shuttle take you to the studios, and just seeing where they actually make Call of Duty. You actually don't get to wander about as much. It's kind of directed because
it's like a tour kind of thing.
They don't want you. I
don't want you like
I really strict
destroying the game or something by pressing a button.
Well, they don't want you seeing things that you're not meant to see. So I sit you doing all the consoles, TVs, recording equipment's all set up, good to go. The developers come in, and a lot of the COD developers they're actually like as popular as some of the YouTubers. So seeing a guy, David Vonderhaar, COD fans will know him. Seeing him come into the room and have a wee chat, I was like, it's actually him. He's got his custom Black Ops 4 Yeezys on. And I'm like,
wow.
Just an incredible experience, especially obviously I really appreciate Sledgehammer Games who made Call of Duty World War 2. Obviously I loved them inviting me out, but I've been playing Treyarch games like since World at War, so that's 2008. So going to the studio where Treyarch developed this game and you see all the awards and everything. It's mental. It is honestly a pinch yourself moment. That I honestly couldn't believe, especially that last one, which was my first Treyarch one. As I was in the reception of the studio, I was thinking to myself, imagine when I was playing World at War, like future me telling, by the way, you'll be at the studio one day. It's just it's so ridiculous.
It must be so satisfying for you because like you're a fan.
I'm
it
a
sounds
fan.
like you're just a fan
honestly,
as well, and you're just doing what you love along with it.
It's honestly one of the best experiences in my life, and also the PR people treat you amazingly and they love a good night out as well, so you'll go out after.
So it's a win-win.
Go in LA afterwards and just network a bit and just enjoy the rest of your trip. The trips are actually, for Call of Duty stuff, they're actually pretty short because you need to be back to upload the videos, obviously, so it's like 3 days. You spend more time travelling than you're actually there. Well, I do anyway. So I've had that, and the first time I was in LA for the Black Ops 4 launch that's probably the most mental one because that was the game being released, that wasn't just DLC. And honestly, the reveal event was on an airport runway, so there was like planes like landing on the other side.
Where was this?
In Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles.
Not in LAX obviously, but it was a smaller airport.
Slightly smaller one.
There was actual like proper celebrities like basketball players and that there. Just every YouTuber, Call of Duty YouTuber you can imagine is there, and crazy experience.
Was there another Scottish guy or woman there? Was there?
Well, there's one of the Call of Duty Zombies, one of the main directors or leads. He's actually Scottish.
Awesome.
I chatted to him for like a couple of minutes. He was pretty sound. But no, I'm the only Scottish guy there. Sometimes I'm the only British guy there.
Yeah.
To be honest.
How's that feel?
It's kind of like an honour almost. That see, when I got the last email and they said, oh yeah, we can send a UK creator and we want it to be you. I was like, well, wow. There's a lot of other options out there that they could choose to do that. So yeah, really honoured, privileged, and I've never kind of let it get to me as well. Still just a regular guy. So that's why I filmed that vlog on my second channel. Like I'm in LA for a day, I'm going to just stop about and notice things. So that's it.
On the GTA map.
Yeah, I know, that's it. Well, that was also another reason for starting the second channel, because these crazy opportunities pop up. I'm like, how cool would it be to kind of show this experience from like just a regular person's point of view? I think folk could really appreciate that, and you know, obviously I'm really happy to do that.
Yeah, you're right. That would be amazing, like scenes behind the scenes and all that sort of stuff for you. Just a guy for the scheme store. Just to clarify, you're not actually from this scheme, are you?
No.
Just
not
ask
scheme.
Right.
Other schemes are available.
You know how in the beginning was it like a large Scottish audience?
It's weird. To begin with, it was a lot of Americans, because I wasn't really doing Scottish related stuff. A lot of Americans to begin with, and then when I started doing more Scottish related content, I'd say it was like I go to a point where I'd say it was like 70% Scottish at one point. Nowadays though, it's hard to tell because YouTube doesn't break it down into Scotland, England, Wales, Northern Ireland. it just says UK, so it's hard
Yeah.
to tell how many Scottish people are actually there. But my UK audience as a whole just now is like something like 45% maybe. So out of that, how many Scottish? Don't know. Might only be half of that.
Yeah.
Might only be half of that.
And a large American following then as well?
Yeah, decent amount of Americans, Australians, Irish obviously, New Zealand. I'm just listing countries at this point.
Just worldwide.
But Scottish audience isn't. Well, it's weird to say it's not as big. Obviously, it's bigger, but it's not as big a chunk of my audience as it used to be. Aye.
Definitely. We've got any more wee questions or topics?
I don't think so. I think I've covered pretty much everything.
I
Good
could-
old chin wag.
Aye.
there, wasn't it?
I could probably just keep asking questions. To be honest. I'm a chin wagger, professional chin wagger. We'll not keep it too long then. Last question, I
No problem.
want to
No
ask
problem.
if you think of any other questions, feel free. But it's, you touched on you like to keep fit, doing football as well.
Yeah.
So what is it you do in your personal life that you just kind of like to switch off just the content and your job?
Well,
and
I
everything?
watch a lot of football, play football. I do play other games in Call of Duty because when Call of Duty becomes your job, you don't actually want to play it
All the
that
time.
I'm playing it enough. So I play a lot of Rocket League and just whatever kind of games kind of popular. I'll play that to kind of chill it a bit. Watch TV series.
Yeah, I think that's the thing though. Like, see, it's the same when as soon as you do something, it becomes a job. It becomes something you do.
Yeah.
And then
That's
it's
something
like
that I've
every
struggled with,
single
to be
day. You struggle to find the. It's like for me,
Enjoyment.
I train everyone else. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy training myself anymore.
Well, I've got the kind of exact same situation. In a sense, being a gaming YouTuber ruined gaming for me
Yeah.
because I can't play games anymore. Like most of the time, without thinking, "Oh, I should be recording this."
You
Yeah.
want
Or I
get
need
for
to
a
be, I
video.
need to be talking to myself or commentating over it.
Yeah.
So I don't actually game as much as I used to.
Yeah.
Think about it. Still enjoy it, but it's like you say, when it becomes a job, it just takes on a different role.
Yeah.
In a way.
What TV series are you on the new then? Because I heard you saying slap
just-
that one in there.
Right now, right now I'm actually just waiting on Game of Thrones coming out.
You a Game of Thrones fan?
Went
No,
on
I'm not actually.
2 years
I've
we've been on that.
I've never watched an episode. I just remember it was like me and my mates all went to Santa Ponza maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago. And I remember being like, we hired out this big huge villa, and it was
Was it your uni pals?
No, my school pals. Public school. And we hired out this big thing in Airbnb, and I was like, where the fuck is everyone? I was like, I want to go down the beach or something like that. It's like scorching outside, and then I'm like, where is everyone? And everyone is inside, crowded around a phone watching Game of Thrones. I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
The first episode of Game of Thrones in the very first season, like you'll be hooked if you watch that. It's a madness.
Yeah,
It's a good
I've not got
episode.
time.
You're
to
running,
be
out,
hooked
you're
in.
running out of time to catch up because there'll not be enough time in the day to watch them
To
all
watch
before
them
the
all.
new series comes out. Aye.
Nah,
You do just call in sick for the next to yourself for like the next 3 weeks.
Proper hammer.
Hello.
classes are cancelled.
Aye. Where are you?
Have it on the background when you're training folk. You'll get the gist of it.
Aye.
Aye,
Although there's
You
a
might
bit-
get a few
some
people that-
scenes,
some
some
nudity.
scenes might know. Some clients might
It
Not
not
may
producer.
involve incest. Do you know what I mean? At points.
So
Uh,
if
and
your clients are
dragons.
alright with that, then
I don't know.
So, sports as well. Play
Yep.
football.
yeah.
Do you get nutmegged often? Off me?
No.
No.
Off my wee brother. A lot of the time, actually, is
he's
the worst part about it.
Much better than me, anyway.
Aye. No, I suppose shout out for the charity football match we did last year. Aye, that was a great experience. That's one of the best YouTube experiences. Raising money for Sam H, playing football. You know, with a crowd.
That was
Comes
crazy.
around it.
Aye.
if you can't be an actual footballer, that's probably the closest thing you'll ever get. So that was great. I was great doing that last year, and
How many people did you get?
I think there must have been them something in the region of 300 maybe there.
Aye.
But there was more ticket sales than that. So obviously there's guys like Marley has got a worldwide audience, so there was some folk that were buying tickets.
People were buying tickets who couldn't even make it just to
America,
just to support it.
And what was the total amount? Was it roughly like 3,000?
I think it was just over 3,000 raised.
Yeah.
So a decent amount.
To be able to do that for charity is just amazing.
Anything raised for charity is awesome, and I thought it was actually really good because it was highlighting something positive in a sense. And when I think a lot of mainstream media likes to, because they see it as a threat, criticise people online a lot more harshly.
YouTubers do a lot of charity work.
Definitely.
And do a lot of great things that you don't actually see. A lot of it's done privately.
Yeah.
I know me, like obviously that's a different situation, but I mean, I'm hardly going to promote out here about the sort of charity work I'm doing. That's not how you're meant to do things, isn't it? So that's again, it's just the position I'm in. Quite lucky enough to be able to do that.
Yeah.
What about the goals going forward then? Like this can be the last question unless you have another one. What is it you're looking at achieve?
Well, I mentioned earlier, it's just 500,000 subscribers. When it happens, I don't know. Just that's the next goal, to hit that. And the second channel, I'm not even getting any number. That's just
for fun.
See what happens. It's for fun. I only recently just got ads on it. I didn't have any ads on it, so I guess that just goes to show I'm just making that for fun. And I honestly maybe I would like to try something for TV. Would like to feature in something. That'd just be kind of cool, just to kind of stay.
I think it might go that way though, but judging by obviously he's already doing some work for the BBC and that.
Yeah. I with the new BBC Scotland channel and stuff.
I do like pushing myself out my comfort zone, so I don't know whether it was acting or whatever. I've always wanted to give stand up a try. I've wanted to do that for ages. I was actually going to do it last year, like fully committed on it, but I ended up like moving out last year, so that took priority. It was loads of my mind was just focused on that, and I couldn't focus on anything else. So I'd love to try stand up at some point. Let's say just pushing yourself out of your comfort zone every now and then is kind of good for you. But goals. Just
keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, keep doing what I'm doing, and honestly, just keep improving my videos, keep making better videos, because after the period I went through earlier, I don't want to
go through that again.
And I mean, I might do, sometimes it's out of control, but I want to do my best to make sure I don't go through that again.
Class. That is.
Thanks so.
Thanks a lot for doing this,
problem.
Marley.
Thank you for having me.
You. Also, we should probably just end on one of your wee voice things.
Okay, let's go for. I can't even do it. There you go. That's you. I sit in my room doing that.
Bye.
Bye.
Class. Brilliant. Thank you for doing that. That was great.
That was class.
That was brilliant.
How long was that? I feel like it was quite a good while, wasn't it?
I think it was well over an hour.